it comes to Ecamm, a lot of you are either maybe early, like you're just getting started using it, or perhaps you actually have been using it a while, but there may be some things that you don't yet know you can do. So I thought I'd gather up a few tips today. And like I said earlier, gather up your tips as well so that I can integrate it into a whole new or a whole new video coming out soon. So first and foremost, I am actually going to let guests come on because a lot of you are doing guests and you have to use Skype at the moment, right? But when you have to do this, there's that annoying Skype logo in the corner. So tip number one is how to actually get rid of that Skype logo when Skype doesn't let you do so. All right, so welcome to Dave. Hold on. So here's the deal. Hold on, Dave, before you say anything.
Are you saying me?
David.
Dave?
I called you Dave.
Twice.
I just called him. Wait, why are you doing this to me? No, don't do this to me. There you are. I did just call you Dave twice.
David.
That's David. I have no idea why I just did it.
I don't know.
So when you are doing the interview style, I actually want to go into demo mode real quick to show you how to, like, obviously when you're adding a guest in, whoops, then you have these two different, you have these two different
I'm so close.
tips. And Skype kind of like, Skype and Ecamm kind of bring that that kind of too close, in my opinion. David is way too close in this. So there are two Skype tips that I want to share with you as well. Oh, I love that. Crystal says, that's me. I've been using it for almost 3 years, but I want to know how to use it more effectively. Love that. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually go into this magic wand. A lot of people don't know that you can zoom in and out of your cameras to give you a little bit more control. Because as I said, David is definitely not looking too well, he's just too close. So what we're going to do is open up the magic wand. We're going to make sure that the camera is positioned to David in Skype, and then click zoom and pan. And then what we can do is we can zoom him out, and then you see the black bar up here. Obviously that's no good. So then we're going to just kind of position. We want not a ton of headroom. We want our faces to kind of match, right? We have different size heads, but I'm seeing about the same amount of space between in our framing. Does that make sense? So David, what do you think? Does it look good?
Yep. Looks good to me. I think I should be over a little bit though.
You're right. You're right. Oh, wrong way. All right.
There we go.
Come down a little bit.
There we go.
You go. So there is one tip for you in how to make sure that your guests are positioned, and you can zoom in and out, which is awesome. But speaking of zoom, when we go to David's like solo shot here, then we see this little Skype logo in the corner. Ugh. Killer, right? We don't like that. Nobody likes that. So all I do on my solo shots are actually, I go back into the zoom and pan and I zoom in just enough to get rid of that Skype logo. And then of course we can reposition him. There you go. So now he has his own solo shot, Skype free, Skype logo free.
Definitely not Skype free.
Right? Not Skype free yet. We'll get there though. So there you go. That is how you do that. I know not everybody loves Skype, but Ecamm is coming out with their own version of an integrated interview system. Mike says, wow, that's a lot easier to do than I thought. Exactly. I did this like by chance on a stream. I think it was last week, and people were like, whoa. So I thought I'd include it in today's. Again, remember, if you want to include a tip of your own in an upcoming video, be sure to type tip in your comments so that I can call you out. Okay. Oh my God, David took his. By the way, those of you who are on Ecamm don't know David. David is my partner and co-host here with the awesome beard, I guess, is what he's doing. Okay.
Business partner. Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. You got
Let's
it.
just go with co-host. That's so much simpler.
Yeah, people speculate.
All right. So David, I can let you go unless you want to stay on. I know you have other things to do. But yeah.
Are we gonna have questions, or what are we
We're
doing?
going to have a ton of questions. If you want to stay on, I'm going to go through the rest of my tips and continue down the road here. So,
Okay.
all right. So let's see. It says, okay, if you have a question, type Q in the front of your question. As soon as I get done with these tips, then I will. I forgot to take my sweater off. Oh, well. Then don't strip on camera. Oh, you're muted. Oh, you guys didn't hear him.
I just took my jacket off, but I have a shirt on under it.
Okay, okay, good. So next tip is to save a project file. So if I go back into demo mode here, you'll see how I actually have all of my different scenes created. I have my countdown scene, I have my main camera, I have all of my little call to actions, I have all of these different things. But you'll also notice I have a Go Live Now folder and I have an LSP folder because I do two different types of shows, one on my Live Streaming Pros channel and then one on the Ecamm channel as well. So a lot of you do that. You have two different types of shows that have different run of shows, or you have multiple brands that you're working with, or whatever the case is. So I want you to understand that you can actually take this entire production or project file with all of your scenes, all of your overlays, keep those intact, and either just save that for later, get rid of it in your current Ecamm folder file, or you can actually move that to another computer. This is a commonly asked question that I know people do not know exists. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if I want to take the Go Live Now folder that has all of these different scenes, all I'm going to do is click the little arrow. It's like a share file icon at the bottom of the scenes window. So look at my mouse here. It's right here by the trash can. Click the little arrow and you can save the file. Go Live Now, and then we'll just export that. And I'm going to show you what that actually looks like on the desktop. Oops. Did it go to downloads? It went to downloads. Hold on. Wait, date added. Where did it go? Documents. There it goes. Go Live Now, Ecamm Live. Go Live Now.ecamm Live. That's an entire file that when you double click it, it will just load itself back into Ecamm and you have everything here. How awesome is that? So do you guys like that tip? Give me a big yes in the comments. Okay. So the next tip is to, Kyle Springer. Gotta give Kyle, did I go out of demo mode? Sorry. Kyle Springer. I know you're in here watching. Kyle actually gave me this tip and he didn't know I saw it because I never responded to it in a live show. But Kyle, I have actually been using this tip, so I really appreciate you chiming in with this a few weeks ago. The countdown timer. So I'm going to go to my countdown timer, which you all know that I use 10 minutes prior to the actual start of the live stream. All right, I'm going to mute the music and I'm bringing my audio on. But this countdown timer, so let's say I set it for 10, right? Normally we would do 10 minutes and then it would start counting down. But the problem is when you close Ecamm, this is just a little thing that they can fix, but they have more important things to worry about too. But when you close Ecamm and open it up, it actually kind of positions this for the 10. So the number 1 here, the 0, 0, 0. So it kind of gets off kilter. So then what Kyle said was to actually start at 9:59, bam, and it'll never change positions in your countdown timer. So every time you open up Ecamm, then you won't have to worry about any of that. So that's the countdown timer tip. And by the way, if you guys are looking for your own countdown timers, then you can head on over to livestreamingpros.com/store, where we actually our own in-house designer, the magical Mr. Paul Dixon, actually created countdown timers for you to use in your own streams, so that you don't have to figure out how to create it yourself. And if you're not a designer, it's a beast, right? So livestreamingpros.com/store, that is a Live Streaming Pros thing, not an Ecamm thing. So, all right. Yes, I was really appreciative of Kyle for that one, because that helped me out tremendously. It actually takes out one extra step in my process when I begin my stream. The next thing is demo mode. Okay, so those of you who've been hanging around a while know that I always forgot to go out of demo mode in the past. So when I would go and show you guys how to actually do something in Ecamm, I would always forget to come out of demo mode. What Ecamm did was they added demo mode, the visual of demo mode, into the confidence monitor. So now I can actually see that I'm in demo mode when I'm in demo mode. But I also figured out how to add demo mode to my Stream Deck. That way I have a button and I don't have to go into the software to do so. So if I go into demo mode here, wait, hold on. All right, so if I go into configure Stream Deck, I actually have, not in the Ecamm Live folder, but in the Stream Deck folder, there's a hotkey button, right? So if you click this hotkey button and drag it over, then you'll see the ability to say, demo, and then click to assign. Now, Ecamm actually has in options, live demo mode, they have the hotkeys right here, Shift Command D. So all you need to do is in your Stream Deck software, go into demo, create the Stream Deck hotkey, which is the hotkey, and then you're just clicking to assign and Command Shift D. And then the only thing you need to know about this is that you actually have to be active on the Ecamm Live beta. Sorry, I just read beta. You have to be live on Ecamm, the software itself, in order for your Stream Deck hotkey to work. So there are other alternatives as well, but I just want to make sure that you knew that, because it threw me at first. I was like, why isn't my hotkey working? Demo mode, not demo mode. Demo mode, not demo mode. So if you're using Stream Deck, that is going to be a tip that will help you out tremendously to have it at the touch of your finger. The next tip that I have for you, number 5, and then I'm going to get to your tips and then your questions, is the double pip. Now, this is going to require a further discussion later on, but oh shoot, I didn't bring in my double pip. Hold on, I have it somewhere, I'm sure. So we have a double pip, meaning this, where we have 2 people that we can bring on. So let me go here, bring David on. He's not in his thing, but that's okay. And then we're gonna go screen share mode. So a lot of you are always like, how do I get the 2 guests on my pips? Because so the way Ecamm works is you actually need to create the pip around how Ecamm. There you are.
I didn't know.
I know. I just threw you in there.
Okay. I was making coffee.
Oh, nice. Decaf. That's not early coffee, but that's okay.
Yes, it is.
So just understand that, and we're going to probably dive deeper into this later, but Paul Dixon actually creates our pips and our graphic overlays, which you guys can also get. Link is in the comment, link is coming to you in the comments. But you can't just have your pips laid out anywhere. You have to, if you're going to create your own, then you have to create the frame around the way Ecamm actually puts those, until they give us the ability to adjust the cameras wherever we want on screen, which they have other priorities at the moment, just so you guys know. But you know how responsive they are. You know how awesome they are at delivering what you want. So if that is a feature that you need, then just let them know. But they're already aware of the fact that you need that. But in the meantime, you know, this is a double pip. That's what I call it. A frame that includes 2 hosts or 2 guests. And then you can have
pip.
2 host pip. And then, yeah. So there you go.
Karma cash flow decaf is indeed coffee.
Oh, and okay. So Noble says, I see that Skype logo. Okay, so let's get rid.
That's what I was just pointing at it.
I wasn't sure what you were doing. I was like, what is he doing over there? Okay, so then we're going to go into demo mode. We're going to go into David in the camera effects, zoom and pan, get rid of that Skype logo. There we go. Zoom him or put him a little over. There we go. So he is a little closer to the camera than I am at this point, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I can make him like sit back or whatever. So well, if you were a guest, I would be like, hey, can you step back? Can you sit back from the camera just a little bit? Mm-hmm. And that's up to us as hosts to make sure that our guests look good, right? That's a whole other show. We should do a show on that sometime. What do you think, David?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. All right. So those are my tips. So I'm going to actually come into the guest shot here. And I didn't actually put our names in here because I wasn't planning on having us on screen for all that long. And I was being lazy this morning. So what we're going to do is talk about your tips, because my team has been gathering your tips as well as your questions. And then we can answer those. So we had a tip over on the Ecamm channels. Don't worry about buying a camera right away. Use your phone. Yes, that's a wonderful tip. Definitely get started with what you have. Yes, David.
I'm going to go, I just made coffee and I'm going to go get my coffee. Okay. So can you take me off screen for a second?
Definitely. Mute yourself. That's coming. Ryan, the ability to add a guest without Skype is coming soon. That's all I can say at the moment. Yes, CK, that's good. Make your guest look good. We can call it Pimp My Guest. That's a good one. I like that. Thank you so much, Sideman. I appreciate that. Let's see. So how did you do the 2 hosts? Okay. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial at how I did that. But also, if you guys if you guys want your own overlays and frames that are already set to deal with Ecamm's positioning, then that's where you can get them. Livestreampros.com/store. Paul Dixon has created those for you. Just like he creates them for us. But let me actually just do with that. If you do buy ours, you actually get a full tutorial series on how to use all the pips or all of the frames and overlays that we give you. But I will show you real quick. If I'm going to add in here, let me just go over here. Hold on. Where was the pip? Where was the pip? Single pip. There we go. So this is not Ecamm colors, but it's the one I had loaded in. So we have this. So if I'm going to start from scratch, let me hide everything that we have here. I'm going to start with no David, right? You start with your camera, okay? And then you're going to add your guest. And then you're going to go into screen share mode, okay? And that's obviously looking not so great. But then you're going to add in your frame that has transparent boxes where your cameras and your screen is supposed to go. So that is how you do that. Super simple, super easy, and hopefully that will help you actually load everything in a little easier. Well, thank you, Dee Dee. How are you? Thank you. I was just about to ask where to find the overlays. There you go, Christopher. Bam, done. Oh, cool. Noble bought them last week. I love you guys. I want to see those in action, by the way. Those of you who are getting the overlays and the countdowns, you have to tag us on social so that we can see those. Anna, this is awesome that we won't have to depend on third-party software to bring in a guest. Yes. So you guys just hang tight for that. Hang tight. They are working their butts off in order to get that for you guys. So I know you want them. Wait, hold on. You were muted because you were muted. Say again.
I said, did you get Paul's comment that you need to set the tall layout?
Oh, I didn't. I did not mention that. Thank you, Paul. I meant to mention that. Then I got distracted. So when you are in the PIP, this throws a lot of people off. So let me hide the overlay again. So again, remember, we started with the two cameras. We've added my guest, right? We started with me, we added the guest, then we go into the screen share mode and right click on your camera, and usually you're in wide. But what you need to do instead is go to tall in order to fit it inside of the frames. There you go. And then it looks all beautiful and pretty. Just like we like it.
I'm off center.
I know, but we were messing with you earlier. Always make your guests look good. Always. All right, so we're going to come to questions. I'm looking for Callie. Did we have any tips that we were also gathering? Go ahead and throw those in. And we have some other tips. Do you guys have any tips about specifically Ecamm Live? Because when I'm working on this video that I have coming out on our YouTube channels soon, and I'm going to include your tips for Ecamm specifically. So I love all of these tips that are coming out generally, and I can include those in other places as well. Yes.
My tip is anytime you're going to go live, and this is whether you're using Ecamm or any software, but Ecamm especially, is make sure that Dropbox, Google Drive, anything that's running in the background, shut it down.
Yes.
Don't pause it, exit it, like turn it off.
Yes.
So that you have all of the CPU power that you can possibly have dedicated to your stream.
Yes.
So, some of us have all these different things that start up. Like you might have Skype open and you're not using it. Make sure it's closed. Always close every single program that you are not using besides Ecamm.
Yes. Yes.
And don't have a browser with 1,000 tabs open.
Who are you talking to?
Whoever's listening.
Well, what are we talking about today? We're talking about tips to help you use Ecamm Live better in your live streaming production and make it easier for you. So the 5 tips that I gave you today are things that people ask all the time how to accomplish, or they are trying to do something and they had no idea that this feature even existed. So I wanted to feature those things today, but we'll also
No, you don't, my happy insides. You do not need all 40 tabs.
I'm with you, my happy.
But the thing is,
no, not on your streaming computer.
What people do not understand is that when you have all those browser tabs open, it uses RAM on your machine. Like it literally sits there and uses RAM. So you want to dedicate every resource you possibly can to your stream. Close your browser tabs.
Yes, definitely.
We all need to learn to work within 1 or 2 tabs.
Oh, James, I love this tip. This is one of my favorite tips. I should have added that. Yes, you were very right. James coming in with the lock your scenes. Okay, so if you were watching the early days of Go Live Now, guess what I didn't do? I didn't lock my scenes. And so what would happen is I would be messing around during the countdown timer or doing something else, showing you how to accomplish something or whatever. And sometimes my scenes wouldn't be locked. I was not diligent about doing so. And what would happen is I would accidentally delete or move the overlay for the countdown. And so all of a sudden our countdown goes wonky, or another frame, like an overlay frame, would like lose its frame and it would just be us on screen and it would be like, what did I do? So when you lock your scenes, then you actually don't have to deal with that while you're live.
Ariel just asked about a phone app for Ecamm. They do not have one.
No.
Prism is great, but no, they do not have one as of yet. I would like to know, why don't you send me a Facebook message, Ariel, because I would like to know what setup you're actually using to do your streams, because I thought you were using Live View, and I don't know if you're using a custom server like we use, but I can show you how we're doing our IRL streams, and maybe, let's chat in Facebook.
I love this tip from Paul. Did you know that you can use Command Z? Paul, you didn't put tip in front of your tip.
Paul, come on.
To undo mistakes.
That's not very magical.
For example, if you move something by mistake or delete something by mistake, you can use the Command Z. Thank you so much for that tip. I love it. Tip: we always reboot the iMac 20 minutes before starting the stream, then quit all unnecessary background programs. Absolutely. James Hurst says, tip, get a Stream Deck XL. Let's see. We also have, yes.
Ariel is the guy that I wanted to interview about because he's a Facebook creator.
Yeah.
Ariel's the guy that walks live through New York through different places. So you guys that are on Facebook, if you've not checked out Ariel's channel, go check that out. He does really great live streams, like mobile live streams.
Okay, so hopefully we'll get him on the show soon. Sync Media says, tip: after 3 weeks, I finally figured out why my A6100 and my HD60S Plus was not showing in Ecamm. Note for all: you cannot connect them through a powered USB hub. So yes, just make sure you're plugging those directly into the Mac. Now, there are some caveats to that, which we should actually go into in a different show entirely for sure. Okay, so other tips. Matt came in with a tip. Create a new user just for streaming may help in removing lots of background activities. Although, I think that that's still taking up resources, even if it's open in a new user, if you haven't rebooted. But maybe I'm incorrect on that. What?
The Stream Deck should be mandatory for anyone using Ecamm. I set up multi-action macros, and now I'm 99% convinced I'm an actual wizard.
Who said that?
That's got to be Mike.
I love that. That's awesome. Did you know? Oh, we said that one. Gary says, I answered that one. Brian says, adjust your color per camera to make them consistent. Yes, that's a great one, Brian, as well. And in order to do that, you would go into the magic wand button right here, and you would open up the camera effects, and you can actually change the picture settings. So here I am on David. I'm going to adjust his settings just so you can see. It's going to look horrible. Yes, that's exactly what he should look like. There we go. No, we don't like that. Okay. So yeah, you can adjust the settings if somebody's too light, too bright. That way you can make sure that your guest and you are looking
too bright.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's see. More tips. Oh yes, Anna says Stream Deck has an iPhone app that works amazingly if you can't afford a physical deck right now. Absolutely. Great tip from Anna. Thank you so much for that. Also, Ecamm does not import files you use. It references them from the storage location used. Yes. I actually learned that the hard way, last week, because I moved all my files and then I was like, no, everything was broken when I went live. So don't erase the files, don't move the location, or if you do move the location, just know that when you go into your next live production, verify that all your scenes are working and relocate those files. Thank you. Who was that tip from? Caleb, can we grab that name for me for later use? Because I want to.
Caleb?
Caleb is over on the Ecamm team, gathering up the tips and the comments from those channels.
Hi, Caleb.
Thank you so much, Caleb, for your help. Katie is on vacation this week. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, I already said that. Okay. Do we have any other tips? Is drinking from 2 mugs. Are you drinking from 2 different mugs? Seriously?
No,
You are, aren't you?
no, I'm not drinking.
You're not? Because
No,
it
I've
would
only
be.
got one mug.
Oh! Oh my God.
I don't know what you're talking about. You people are weird.
James also says, tip, get the pro license. Absolutely. Yes, yes, and yes. If you don't have Ecamm yet, you can get free training as well as a free trial right here at livestreamingpros.com/Ecamm. And definitely the pro, like you don't have to start with the pro for sure, but you like if you're serious about this stuff, you're going to want the pro because it has some extra features that are going to be very beneficial to making your live production freaking amazing.
Amazing.
I don't know what that means, that phrase, gaslighting. What does that actually mean? Just joking? He's being a dork.
Hold on, I'll tell you the gaslighting.
We're looking it up. Okay.
Here's what I found.
It's a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or group can covertly sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment, often evoking in them cognitive dissonance and other changes, including low self-esteem. Using denial, misdirection, contradiction, and misinformation, gaslighting involves attempts to destabilize the victim and delegitimize the victim's belief.
Holy cow. That's
So,
just, wow, you're taking it far, David.
I am gaslighting you with my single mug.
Uh-huh.
I'm using a Twitch mug today.
I don't know why.
But yeah, I just like the Twitch logo.
Where's
So
my Ecamm mug? Oh, Brian says, tip, you can adjust audio delay in Ecamm. You can use record only and then clap your hands once on screen to use any video editor to calculate the delay to dial it in. Fantastic. Yes, you can do all of that. I love the depth that you went to help them understand, Brian, of how to actually sync that up and understand what that delay might be on your part, because guessing at it sucks.
Everybody's gaslighting. Basically, every politician you probably follow gaslight.
Red pill awareness. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys are cracking me up in the comments.
I am available for
I didn't know it was
consulting, not counseling.
All right. Let's see. I just wanted to make sure I had all the tips. And I think I do. I think I got all of the tips that you guys asked. Oh, wait, hold on. You can run Ecamm hands-free with a $40 USB foot switch. That's from John Fitzsimmons. John,
hey, you might have to do that soon.
I might have to. We shall see. I actually had some additional ideas about my studio. Last night as I was mapping it out and thinking about it more in depth. So I will take you on that journey. I'll show you all my little maps and what changes and David's ideas coming together with my ideas. Because, at the end of the day, once in a while, he has a good idea. He's not even listening to me, but okay.
I am.
No. Yes, James. Know the when video ends options. And here's what he means by that. If you're going to do let's go to the countdown timer again, since I've taken off audio on all of, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. So in here, when the video ends, so we have a video in the countdown timer, right? When the video ends, what happens? Do nothing, hide, or loop. Should it loop, or should it do nothing, or should it hide? You need to make sure that those settings are set. Otherwise, it probably won't do exactly what you thought it was going to do. So, another tip. Oh, I got it all. Yay! You can't wait to see if there's any bamboo in my new studio. That's hilarious. Oh, and today I am actually getting
bamboo.
My hair cut finally. That's why I look like crap today, because my hair just doesn't do anything anymore. I'm getting it cut and colored. So next week here on Go Live Now, you're going to see a brand new me. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but you probably see it on social. If you're using a Rodecaster Pro for audio mixing, you can have a line to mic accentuator cable connected from the mixer headphone out to the camera mic input. This method will ensure your audio and video are always in sync. A lot of people do have problems when using the Rodecaster Pro with that delay and that sync issue. All right. Okay, we did have a bunch of questions. I'm going to try and tackle a few questions here, guys. I don't have long before I actually have to go. But let's tackle a few questions. Barrio, why do I keep getting multiple screenshots over and over piling up on each other when I push the screen tab like you just showed when having a guest? Okay, so Barrio, what's probably happening is you've got different in the overlays box. So if you go to overlays, show overlays window, you're actually going to probably have a bunch of things in either the show all scenes or the show in current scene. If you have a bunch of things piling up on top of each other, then either just click something and drag it to the trash or hide and unhide it. So that didn't do anything because that wasn't it, right? So hide or unhide. So look at that overlays window and see what you have going on there. Let's see. Can you use Ecamm with Google Chrome? No, it's not a phone or a stream or a browser-based service. It is an application, and there's benefit to that. Major benefit in terms of quality and control. How do you program Ecamm hotkeys for scenes, non-Stream Deck? So, okay, let me show you that. So if we go into configure my Stream Deck, so all you have to do, Stream Deck actually has Stream Deck specific buttons that you can use, or you have Ecamm live buttons. All you have to do is click run or drag run scene into a button on your Stream Deck. This is a visual representation of your actual Stream Deck. And then you can just title it, and then you're selecting the item. What do you want it to be? And then when you are ready to use that scene, then you're going to actually be able to click it. There you go. So that's how that works. Okay. Did that? Do you have any training on how to bring in multiple guests with Zoom? How many guests can you bring in one at a time? Yes, you can actually bring in up to 4 guests. We actually, part of our overlay pack, like this doesn't look good, right? But this is what the overlay looks like. If I had 4 guests to bring in or 3 guests to bring in, then it would look a lot better. But you can bring in 3 in terms of with an overlay, or if you want to design an overlay that has like 6, 8, whatever. I don't think Skype has a limit in terms of that, but you just need to make sure that your CPU, your computer can handle the load of all of that information flowing into and through your stream. Okay. What's the biggest difference between the standard and pro with Ecamm? Yeah, Karma, just look through their pricing and look for what the differences are. However, one of the major things that I love is virtual cam. So virtual cam is something that will allow you to send out your full production. So if I wanted to have an interview and I wanted to send this into Zoom or Skype for a meeting or a conference, a summit, then I can actually send in this full production. I can have all of my overlays. I can switch cameras, blah, 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 and send that somewhere else, whether that's a webinar software or wherever you want, as long as they accept that virtual camera. So there you go. That's why you would want to do that. Oh, sorry. You don't have a Stream Deck. Can I program hotkeys? Sorry. Okay, I misunderstood that. Yes, you can. David, do you know much about that without a Stream Deck? You're muted. Oh, wait, you're muted. Did you mute yourself?
All you got to do is go into, Ecamm or whatever, and just when you program your hotkey, just put your cursor in there and hit the button you want to use. So if you got like a number pad on your keyboard, you can totally choose those and use your number pad to switch.
Yeah. All right, you guys, I have to actually
Can you go in and show the hotkey area, like where they set those, and just show how you can change it with the button, or you got to go?
I really do have to go, but I can do videos
Okay.
on that in the future. I have a hair appointment. I know
Okay.
that sounds horrible, but I do. I have to go wash my hair. Sorry, I'm not available. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with David and myself today on Go Live. Now we are here, I am here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific. But also David and I are on our Live Streaming Pros channels Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific as well. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your great tips. I will be integrating your tips into a future episode on our channel as a recorded video. And you can ask more questions tomorrow because, tomorrow on the Live Streaming Pros channels, at least, we are having a live gear sale. And we're having a Q&A session. So open Q&A as well as a live gear sale where you can buy our studio gear that I'm getting rid of because I'm moving and there's no room for it. So if you want things that are not in my production, you cannot take things that are in my production, then that will be on Friday's show at 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay, ready? To dance it out? No, David's not going to dance it out. That's okay.
I can't hear the music. I'm David, by the way, not Dave.
Did I say Dave again?
Sounded like it.
I think I said David. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.